This is back to 9-9, back with some rec gameplay. As you can tell by the title of the video, this is Philly Lou Bird out in the wild. So I matched up against a 6'7". You can see he's a 92 overall, so his build is not complete, but he comes out here half-baked and he gets roasted. I write the jokes here myself. You're welcome. So tip-off happens. Philly Lou is running to the paint. They give me the ball. 2K intervenes. So the other team, they scored the opening bucket. I'm playing at the wing. That guy that looks like Shaq or whatever, he's a playmaking defensive anchor. And he played pretty well for a person that can't shoot. I think he was a purple plate, but I would have preferred he was a real stretch, like 94-3, 86. Not 94-3, 94 midi, 86 three ball. If you don't have that shit, you're not a stretch. I don't care if you got a 77. I don't care if you got an 83. You're not really committed to the life, especially if you don't have short wingspan. You're a center who can shoot, but you're not a stretch. So when that happened, I was like uncertain about my fate in this game, because I had a jump shot last week that I've been using for a couple weeks now, and as of Sunday, that the shot was not working. So I spent like an hour or two just labbing up, trying to figure out, how to change it, because you can't be out here on my bills that are taller than 6'10", and I can't be a liability because, shooting is pretty much my primary goal. So Philly Lou Bird, I do the cut. I don't even know why my dude's flopping. Maybe he thinks I cut too late or something. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't play with the sound on, so I don't know what they're going through. All right, now it was like a fresh breath of air to Philly Lou Bird. It's like, God damn, okay. All right, I seen one go in, even though it's not necessarily a jump shot. It just felt good. Like, all right. So I'm playing defense, they get the block there. So one of the things that, unless you know that there's an algorithm, is that the game cuts and it puts you where it wants you to be, and that can lead to different scenarios, your man blowing by you or other shit, So like, we don't pick where we stand, we just end up where 2K wants us, and then you have to try to recover, I guess you can say. But that's a small concern, but that's just how the script starts, So Philly Lou is at the free throw. The other team is currently up, and we're looking for answers here. One guy gets off a shot. It's kind of out of position. All right, so when you get to that C+, Philly's like, all right, man, I'm warming up. He's feeling dangerous on defense because I got my little two-way tenacity or two-way minutes, whatever it's called. I don't know why people make the LeBron beard. I never liked. I don't even like it on LeBron, to tell you the truth. Wish he would cut it. So this money crazy Ray is just dribbling and nibbling. I shade over. My little guy's 6'7", so he's running faster than me a little bit. Oh, one of the indicators, like, I was glad I didn't leave the game early on. Like, when the video starts, you can see, like, the other team had two defensive playmaking anchors, and one of them was his screen name, or his handle, his gamer tag was "She Loved Something," and I was like, man, I wanted to win so bad because I guess that's him right there. She loved Dante. I've talked about the She Love side of the community. It's hella weird, bro. I would never ever be like, she love Becton, you know, or Hoes love was, which is like the more Andrew Tate side of the love community within the 2K. I never had my girl's name as my 2K. I'm just I'm old, so that plays a factor into it. Like, I made my gamer tag when I was like, well, that's a long story, but I guess the short version of it is I didn't play online until 2K28 or 2K um, 18, I guess you can say. And I just made my gamer tag based off this. There was another soldier at my base, and I would see him from time to time, and his last name was Becton, and we weren't close or anything like that. But I had to make a name for my week trial of my the week trial of my PSN. And so Brooklyn 99, and his name was Becton, and so I just wrote Becton 99 or whatever. So, and then I didn't even expect to want to keep my PSN because I never played online. Because when I was a kid, we didn't have money for internet enough to play the game or play games, I guess you can say. So, um, but but I went online to like the park in 2K, and then I've been on it ever since, whatever, for sure. To me, playing this game is like playing chess or whatever. Like, if you could imagine two dudes going to the park or something to play chess in New York or something like that, this is like a fancy version of 3D chess. And then you get the fantasy of being able to shoot from the logo and whatnot and whatnot. And, the other people are, and it's kind of like gambling too, a little bit, because it's like you don't know if the shots are going in or not. And that's half the fun, I guess you can say. So, but let's get back into this game. Let's look at Philly Lou Bird. So as of right now, Philly only has four buckets, or four. Yeah, we can call them buckets. It's 4 points. I'm right. Me and my guy are doing cardio. We're running around. I don't mind cardio. In the game, I guess you can say. So the She Love Dante got the rebound. He threw it to my guy. I'm guarding him, hands up, whatever. It helps that I'm 6'10" with it's kind of a minimum wingspan. It's like 6'10", 7 feet. The theory behind this build, which I cover in the build video, is that I wanted to have, obviously every year I used to make a 6'11" small forwards, but they shrunk the position. Part in because they didn't want to make the courts bigger. I don't know why. They should just make the courts hella big, or bigger than this. It's like, and they were talking about, I guess last year they were like, yeah, it's because, the court seems small just because everyone makes players so big. But it's like, just make the courts bigger. But I think it has something to do with them wanting to keep the games close and them wanting casuals to feel included. Look at Philly Lou Bird shoot that. So, because I feel like if the courts were bigger, there'd be more. Maybe it does promote passing, because if the courts were bigger, there'd be more people trying to ISO all day. But really, the other teams couldn't run screens, and I don't know. I feel like they could easily make the courts bigger. So it's like, you know, let us like have um, a rec. I mean, I guess at a certain point you don't want to keep splitting the community, but let us have like a month or something where we could see a bigger court, and then we could all take a vote or something and be like, bro, yeah, the bigger courts are like, we thought we wanted it, but we don't. But let's see. Okay. So right now, at this point in the game, Philly Lou Bird, he's you see he's almost close to takeover. The takeover that I run on this guy is spot up shooter, just because my three ball is an 84, and there are other takeovers you could run, but since you're only gonna get like either a +8 or a +7, I just think it's better to have +10. And so then in takeover, my three balls are 94 because I'm willing to miss a midi or two, like, because my midi is only 91, and I mean that's pretty high, but obviously if you run like make it rain, I get 7 to my speed, and then I get 7 to my mid range, so my mid range would be a 98. But I'm like, I'm not worried about missing a mid range. I'm worried about being butt ass naked, wide open, and missing a three. Like, so I'd rather just be like, you know, by the time I'm halfway through my bar for takeover, I'm at least like um, close to uh, 91, I guess, or over 90, I guess you can say. But to tell you the truth, I think in this video I might be running Make It Rain, and maybe that's why some of my defensive plays that you'll see coming up, if I haven't missed them, doing my how I got my name segment of this video. But I hate inbounding the ball. I think the inbounding duties should rotate, really, because it's a video game. Like, obviously in real life you have designated people that inbound the ball, but I'm like, A, in real life they get paid, and then B, this is a game, and it's like torture to have to pass the ball to teammates who could be selling you, depending on the context of the match that you're currently in. And so it's like you're just giving the ball back to your abusers, and they never have to do that. And then sometimes it'll be like, you know, the like sort of like the last possession of the game or something, and it's like, you know, why do I got to inbound the ball? Especially like if you can shoot. Like, I'm like, so sometimes when I'm on my shooting center, the last play of the game, I'll be, inbounding the ball. And I'm like, bro, somebody who can't shoot, like if there's anyone on my team that can't shoot, or whoever has the lowest three ball, uh, they should have to inbound the ball on the final shot. That'd be like a quality of life thing. Cause it's like, I'm one of like my team's shooters. Why am I inbounding the ball, bro? When we're trying to win the game. So halftime, I was not the player of the half, Pimp of the Century. I don't know how. The guy who does, she loved Dante. I would not do that. So he only has 7 points and 4 assists and 3 rebounds. But I think when I got 12 points, so that was a bit of a snub. All right, I'm out on a break. I should have been the first pass, but I was not, so I'll clear out. And that kind of shit hurts, like when it's like, so that's one of my first blocks. So I was thinking maybe my Make It Rain making me a little faster is letting me catch up to some of those. I get the ball back, I make the educated pass. Shaq makes an educated pass, and that's like, some high, not high IQ, but it's just refreshing IQ, just because not everybody that I play with makes the correct pass or is willing to pass. Stop right there in the middle. He gives it to me late. Ask 2K why I had to leap to catch that. Go ahead. I dare you. Rewind that. Look at that exchange. I was standing there, ready to shoot. He's not even that far from me. There is like zero velocity on the ball. The game makes me leap. Okay. You see that? I exercise restraint. I could have slammed it, but I use some finesse. Now I have my take. So I guess I do or am running Make It Rain in this video. So Philly Lou Bird has 14 points right now. He's feeling good. He's charged up. I miss the days where 2K lets you see, like if you're playing a my career, if you paused it, you could see what your takeover raised or whatever. But they got rid of that functionality, I think, to help them hide, code or not really code, but like what's really happening when you have takeover. But I prefer just the little transparency, and it was kind of fun just to be like, to pause the game and then go to the menu where you can see your stats and be like, okay, so when I get this takeover, I get plus here, plus there, whatever. And obviously, we used to know like it would be like whatever plus 10, but and then plus 5 or to your other to all the other attributes, but for some reason you can't see it anymore. So I have to kick it out. Let's see what I do right now. The game tries to make me pick up my dribble, and I don't even know how I got tired. Let's see what I do. Oh yeah, I just try to step over, bro. And I think, I mean, you could say that 2K is like, it's another block right there. You can say that 2K is like trying to say my stats are too low to make a moving shot or something, or maybe my shifty shooter, since it's gold or something, it judged me. But I'm not sure why I missed that one because that was an educated move. I waited, I set up, I looked at it. The game said, I did something bad. And then Philly Lou Bird, he was angry at that miss that he did. He heard the crowd kind of sigh when he missed, and so he wanted to re-engage the crowd and let people know like, you know he's here really. So yeah, like I was mentioning earlier, I used to make 6'11s at the small forward position all the time, and this build is a 6'10 because that's the way the devs did the game this year. But pretty much I wanted to make I think that the 6'10 is the best position in the game. Um, the small forward is the best position in the game because um, you can you don't have to invest in any rebounding. You know, like you can be tall as you want, you can have as much offense as you want. You know, um, I put a lot of defense on these builds and on my 6'10 builds, but I don't ever worry about um, the rebounding part of it. My philosophy is like rebounding is this is a game. Rebounding is for the power forward and the center. Every other small forward, I mean, not every other one because I don't look at everyone's build, but most of the power forwards that I go against, if they have rebounding, um, they've already kind of lost the matchup because I mean now anybody can get cooked on any good day, or I could be put on a bad team, But for the most part, in terms of my offense, um, I'm gonna outpace and sort of outwork anyone else because they have not wasted attributes, but they're gonna get boards, and my small forward is gonna get buckets. So it's a design philosophy. So I'm at 20 points. I pull it. The 2K gods were kind, you know. Um, I can't say that I thought that was gonna go, and I wanted it to. I hoped. I was optimistic, and it did. So I was like, cool. And it made me look cool. It made Philly Lou Bird look cool. So right now we're starting the fourth quarter. Philly Lou, creeping while they sleeping. That's his single that he came out with this year. He heard the Ball brother make a song, and Philly Lou instantly went to the studio and said, "Oh, y'all thought that was something?" And he came out with "Creeping While You Sleeping," and it's climbing the charts a little bit. He didn't get signed to Def Jam or nothing, but he prefers to stay independent anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he saw what they did to MC Hammer, and he thinks that Philly Lou Bird thinks that people take the wrong message away from MC Hammer's bankruptcy. MC Hammer did it the right way. He got on and he tried to help everybody. And I think that that's an honorable thing. And most people will try to tell you, nah, bro, you don't owe anybody anything, whatever, people just gonna be entitled. Your family's gonna call you and ask you for money all the time. And I'm like, nigga, in real life, your family gonna call you and ask you for money anyway, because it's a little too deep, but anyway, yeah, Philly Lou Bird, he's out there spitting hot 16s. So the Shaq dude, I don't know. I haven't paused the game to look at the scorecard, but you know how much points we would have if he was shooting threes? So, ooh. And so you couldn't do that in other 2Ks. I just had to make a business decision. I said, look at he waited. And then 2K made me do it. And the crazy thing is, I don't know how to do it, but it should be a thing where you can turn your guy around, because sometimes even when you're on the perimeter, 2K will have you facing in a unadvantageous way. And in that thing where it's like, why am I looking at the guy? And then even if I did catch the ball, why did I turn around so slow and give the defense time to get back? You know? Because if I was doing that, I would have turned around like a fucking alley cat, like super fast. But that's not in the game. And so it was like, why couldn't I have been standing to the side to look at the basket? Um, so and you got to think that this guy, even though his build is not finished, I believe he was a small forward. He could be a shooting guard, so I don't know. But if he is a small forward, where is his interior or whatever? But yeah, if you can shoot, um, Philly Lou Bird is a beast, and if you know how to perform standing dunks and oh, I was trying to say that the small forward is the best position to be a tall guard, because you don't need any rebounding, and so you can have the stats that Philly Lou Bird has. And I have a KD that's 6'10", who's just 94, midi 86, and then some other stats in there. And it's sort of the same philosophy. There's no rebounding on that build, and I have a lot of finishing on that one. I was thinking about running above the rim or whatever, so I could have in takeover. I would have a 99 dunk. I've heard some people poo poo the sort of takeovers that give you plus 15, because they're like, well, you don't even have the badges with it. But it's like, to me, the badges, I feel like the game doesn't tell you this, but I feel like when you got plus 15, I mean, the devs don't tell you this, but I feel like when you got the plus 15, it tweaks your badges too. Um, and that's just a theory I have. I could be wrong, and I'm willing to be wrong. Obviously, I don't really trust everything that the devs say. They said that we had 9,000 new animations, and I'm like, where? I wrote on their Twitter. I asked them like, hey guys, that sounds great. I'm really excited about the 9,000 animations. It's like, is it possible like you guys could like edit together a little supercut montage of the 9,000 new animations? And they didn't respond to me, and or they never released that. So it's like, so to tell us like they can program it to, I'm sure they could, but I'm just saying like to program it to say you're gonna have a 99 and it's not gonna confuse the game or give you the animations or badges. I don't know. I just prefer to believe if you do run the plus 15 and I have a 99 dunk, the game isn't going to um, make me miss the dunk. I mean, you can still miss a dunk with 99, but for the most part, I'm just saying I don't think the game's gonna be like, bro, you don't have um, Hall of Fame posterizer or legend. I think it's gonna accept whatever you do. So we're in the final 1.9 seconds of this game. When I started the fourth quarter, I was hoping I could get to like 35 or whatever, but my my play kind of stalled out. I don't know. Even watching it again, I don't know. Was I less open or did I get the ball less? I can't call it, but this is back to 9-9 and Philly Lou Bird. He's gonna head to the airport and get on the flight home. Um, back to out.